Weeks later, my entire friend group won't talk to me and no one will tell me why. I've had the same friend group since college, like 10 years now. There's 7 of us in total. Tasha's been my closest friend since freshman year, and the rest of the group formed around us over time. About 3 months ago, things started feeling off. The group chat would go silent after I sent messages, then pick back up later like I hadn't said anything. I'd see photos of everyone hanging out without me, even though they claimed to be busy when I tried making plans. I kept telling myself I was being paranoid, but it got worse. I'd show up to things I was actually invited to, and conversations would stop mid-sentence when I walked up. People would suddenly remember they had to leave. I felt like I was going insane because nobody was saying anything was wrong, but clearly something was very wrong. I tried talking to Tasha first because we'd been closest the longest. I called her and asked point blank if I'd done something to upset everyone. She got quiet for a second. I think you know what you did. I told her I genuinely had no idea what she was talking about. She sighed. Come on, don't play dumb, just think about it. Then she said she had to go and hung up before I could respond. I spent the next week losing my mind trying to figure out what I could have possibly done. I replayed every interaction from the past few months. Nothing stood out. So I reached out to another friend in the group, thinking maybe she'd be more direct. I sent her a long message explaining that I was clearly missing something and I just needed someone to tell me what was going on. She replied 3 hours later with, "It's pretty obvious. I'm honestly shocked you're acting confused right now." I begged her to just tell me. She said, "Ask Tasha. She was there." I messaged Tasha again. Tasha didn't respond for 2 days. When she finally did, all she said was, "I don't want to get in the middle of this. You should apologize to Cass." Cass was part of our group, but we weren't particularly close. I couldn't think of anything I'd done to her. I tried messaging Cass directly, but she left me on read. By this point, I was completely spiraling. I stopped sleeping well because I just lie there replaying every possible scenario. I went back through months of texts looking for anything I might have said wrong. Nothing added up. The freeze out got more aggressive. I got removed from our main group chat. When I asked about it, someone said it was an accident, but I never got added back. I saw they'd made plans for someone's birthday dinner, and I wasn't included. I showed up anyway because I'd already bought a gift, and I thought maybe if I just faced everyone in person, someone would finally tell me what was happening. The second I walked into the restaurant, the entire table went silent. I sat down and tried to act normal, but nobody would look at me. I made it about 20 minutes before I couldn't take it anymore. I stood up and said, "Can someone please just tell me what I did? I'm begging you. I clearly did something, but nobody will tell me what it is, and I can't apologize or fix it if I don't know." One of them looked at me with actual disgust. The fact that you don't even remember says everything. I felt like I was in a nightmare where everyone was speaking a language I couldn't understand. That's when Cass finally spoke up. "You know exactly what you said about me." I stared at her, my heart pounding. "I genuinely don't. Please just tell me what you're talking about." Tasha jumped in before Cass could answer. "Don't act like you don't remember. I heard it from multiple people." I turned to Tasha, feeling like I was losing my mind. Heard what? What did I supposedly say? The person next to Tasha shifted uncomfortably. "Well, I told Tasha what someone else told me about what you said about Cass." Another friend at the table looked panicked. "Wait, I didn't say it was definitely about Cass. I just told her that I heard that she was on the phone saying something about therapy not being real." Someone else spoke up, sounding genuinely confused. "I never said that she said therapy wasn't real. I told you that someone said they heard her talking about how someone's therapist said their anxiety wasn't that bad." Then the person at the end of the table, who'd been quiet this whole time, went pale. "Wait, I never said she said anxiety wasn't that bad. I'm the one who actually overheard the phone call. I said I heard her on the phone talking about someone's therapist appointment and their anxiety symptoms, but I didn't even know who you were talking about or hear the full context." The table went completely silent. I looked directly at Cass, my hands shaking. "What exactly do you think I said?" She crossed her arms. "That I was faking my anxiety to get attention." My jaw dropped and my stomach turned, then it clicked. 3 months ago, I was on the phone with my sister talking about her therapy appointment. Her therapist told her that her anxiety symptoms were improving and she might not need medication much longer. That was the conversation someone overheard, twisted it into something about Cass, and passed it along until it became this. I explained all of this to the table, barely keeping my composure. Nobody said anything. Tasha's face went white and she looked like she might be sick. Cass stared at her plate like she wanted to disappear into it. I picked up the gift I'd brought, stood up, and walked out of the restaurant. Nobody tried to stop me.